we have studied how plants exchange gases. But what about us? How do humans exchange gases? Well, our respiratory system consists of some very unique or specialized organs and tissue components. While we will have a look at all of these in due time, let's start off by saying that scientists divide our respiratory system into two parts: the air passageway and the lungs. So let's begin with the air passageway. This is actually a two-way tunnel, and it is also called the conducting pathway, as it simply conducts or transports air to and from the lungs, allowing us to breathe. Okay, now let's imagine that we are all air particles and a human has breathed us in. So we will enter the pathway via the nose and make our way through the two external nostrils. This leads us into the nasal cavity. Now, this nasal cavity is the space found within your nose, and it is divided into two sections by the middle wall. And what's even more special about it is the mucus lining and tiny hair on it. Basically, the tiny hair helps to trap dust particles just like a broom. You don't want those nasty dust particles to reach your lungs now, do you? Plus, the warm, wet mucus helps warm the air up to a temperature that's nearly equal to your body's. Now that we have been filtered and warmed up, let's head on to the next stop, the pharynx. So, how do we make our way there? Well, we will pass through the internal layers, the two inner openings, and we are here. Can you notice all the muscles here? Well, the pharynx is a muscular passage that extends down to a slit-like opening called glottis. The pharynx is common to both the air and the food you eat. After reaching here, the food and the air both go onto their own paths, with the food going to the esophagus and the air into the larynx. But who decides this? Well, a tiny leaf-shaped structure, epiglottis, does. But wait here, do you remember that I just mentioned glottis? Well, glottis opens into the larynx and is responsible for the airflow of the respiratory passages, while the epiglottis that is on top of the glottis makes sure no food accidentally enters the larynx, as that is the next stop for us as air particles.